As the country awoke to the news that Donald Trump had been infected by the virus he spent weeks downplaying even as he privately discussed its deadliness, one of the networks most instrumental in spreading the president's COVID-19 lies once again stepped up to the plate. Given President Trump's resilience, we can see that every day. Think about what he's been through. Given the fact that he'll have the best medical care in the world, the overwhelming probability here, based on the data, is that the president and the first lady make a strong and quick recovery, said Fox News host Steve Hilton, explaining his much more optimistic coronavirus scenario for the occupants of the White House. He went on to suggest that Trump catching the virus could actually help him win the election, as he will become a living metaphor for the recovery of the country, that is, if he does make a quick recovery, as predicted. On Fox and Friends, co-host Brian Kilmeade presented viewers with a similar spin, arguing that the president's positive diagnosis could actually be good for his campaign. In the big picture, there could be a good message sent here to the American public: you can get it, you can be a senior and you can beat it and go back, he said. This is another thing, the most famous person in the world gets and beats it, correct? Kilmeade added that the days Trump must now spend in quarantine and recovery might be best viewed as a forced study time, where he can recalibrate, strategize, prepare for the second debate, particularly after a disastrous performance in his first on-stage clash with Biden, in which even Kilmeade criticized him for blowing the biggest layup in the history of debates by not condemning white supremacists. After receiving pushback from his colleague Geraldo Rivera, who argued that Trump needs to take this time to rest, Kilmeade claimed that as long as you're asymptomatic and you isolate, COVID-19 patients can still go about their business. There's no reason to isolate and not do anything if you're okay. Rivera was not convinced. This disease kills old people, said Fox's correspondent-at-large. I want him to be prudent now. Enough about, I have a mask in my pocket. Why wasn't the mask on your face, Mr. President? During Fox's Tuesday debate coverage, one of the network's main coronavirus skeptics insisted that the candidates should forget masks, and even in the hours immediately following Trump's diagnosis, Fox News contributor Tammy Bruce falsely claimed there's still questions about masks. Marc Siegel, MD, Fox News's medical contributor, posited his own glass-half-full perspective on the president's behalf. He doesn't have lung disease, and he doesn't have underlying kidney disease, which is key, doesn't have high blood pressure. All of those bode well, he said, before adding a couple caveats. The fact that he's over 70 means that everyone has to be very, very cautious, and, of course, that he's overweight.